Here is something strange about the people who have truly mastered Claude Code. When you watch them work, the first thing you notice is how little they do. There is no giant wall of instructions. There is no frantic retyping. There is no hovering over every single line. They sit back, they type a few careful words, and the machine goes and does an hour of real work correctly. Meanwhile, the rest of us are wrestling with it. Long prompts, wrong answers, starting over again. So I did something specific. I studied the people who get world class results out of Claude, right next to the people who are fighting it all day. And the difference was not some secret command or a clever trick. The difference is a short list of things the masters simply refuse to do. 7 of them. Get these right, and you stop fighting the tool, and it starts to feel like it is reading your mind. Let me show you all 7 on 2 screens, side by side. The amateur and the master, doing the exact same task. So here is how this is going to work. For every one of the 7, I am going to put 2 screens in front of you. On the left, the amateur. That is the way almost everyone uses Claude, and it looks busy, and red, and stuck. On the right, the master. Calm, quiet, green, and finished in a single move. Same task, same model, wildly different result. And I want you to watch for one thing the whole way through because it is the entire point. The master always does less. Mastery here is not addition, it is subtraction. It is knowing exactly what to leave out. And number 1 is the thing almost everybody gets wrong on their very first prompt. Number 1, masters never write the mega prompt. Watch the amateur on the left. Something breaks, so they panic and they pour everything in. 3 paragraphs of background. Every edge case they can imagine. 5 different instructions stacked on top of each other, and a hopeful please at the very end. 200 lines, and the answer still comes back wrong because Claude is drowning in all of it and cannot tell what actually matters. Now look at the master on the right. 3 lines. The goal, the one real constraint, and then this is the move. They stop and they let Claude ask because the master knows a secret. A good question from Claude is worth more than 1,000 words of your context. They are not trying to predict every detail upfront. They give it the target and they let it come back and ask for whatever it is missing. Less input, sharper output. The lesson here is simple and a little brutal. You are not paid by the word. So stop over explaining and start letting it ask. Number 2, masters never start cold. Look at the amateur again. Every single session, they open a blank chat and start from zero, re-explaining the project, re-pasting the same rules, re-teaching Claude who they are and how they like things done. They do this on Monday. They do it all over again on Tuesday. And they will do it forever because nothing they teach it ever sticks. The master did that exact explaining exactly once. They wrote it down. The project, the conventions, the things to never do, all of it into the files that Claude reads automatically at the start of every session. A CLAUDE.md file. Its memory, a reusable skill. So the master's Claude wakes up already knowing the codebase, already knowing the rules, already knowing them. The amateur has a brilliant assistant with amnesia. The master has one that remembers. It is the same tool. The only difference is that one of them taught it once instead of teaching it every day. Number 3. Masters never trust the first answer. This one is about ego, and it is the line between people who ship bugs and people who actually ship. The amateur gets a confident looking reply, sees that it compiles, copies it, pastes it, and moves on, quietly praying it works. The master does not believe a single word of it until it is proven. So on the right, watch what they add to the end of the request. Run it, test it, show me the output, prove it. The master treats the word done as a claim that has to be backed up, not a feeling. They make Claude run the code, write the test, and show the real result. Green, right there on the screen, before anyone calls it finished. And here is the beautiful part: Claude is genuinely great at this. It will happily test its own work and fix what it finds, if you simply insist that it does. The amateur trusts and gets burned. The master verifies and sleeps just fine. Quick pause, and I'm going to keep this honest because it actually fits what we are talking about. Everything in this video is me doing the slow, boring verification for you, testing every one of these claims so that you only get the parts that really work. So think of subscribing as the passing test on this channel. It is the one green check that tells the algorithm this was worth it. And it is the single biggest thing that keeps these deep dives coming. It is free, it takes one tap, and then it is done. Approved. Okay, back to it. Because number 4 is the one that quietly wrecks the most people. Number 4, masters never dump the whole code base. The amateur believes that more context always means better answers. So they select all and they hand Claude everything. 40 files, the entire repository, the kitchen sink, thinking they are being helpful. They are not. They are burying the 3 files that matter under 37 files that do not. And the answer gets vaguer with every file they add. The master does the exact opposite. They point at precisely the 2 or 3 files that are in play, they name the function, and nothing else. Signal, not noise. Because context is not free. Every irrelevant file you paste is a little more fog between Claude and the answer you actually want. So the master curates. They treat the model's attention like it is expensive because it is. Give it less to look at, and it sees the important thing far more clearly. The skill was never adding context. The skill is knowing what to leave out. Number 5, masters never give an unbounded task. The amateur types. The single scariest sentence in all of AI. Fix everything. Or make it better. Or refactor the whole thing. And then they act surprised when Claude sprays changes across 20 files and quietly breaks 4 things they cannot even find. The master never hands over a cliff like that. Watch the right screen. First, plan it. Do not touch anything yet. They use plan mode. They read the plan it comes back with. They approve it. And only then does one clear, bounded step actually happen. Then the next one. A master turns fix everything into a checklist of small, checkable moves. Each one small enough that if it goes wrong, you know exactly where, and you can undo it in a second. Big, vague tasks feel faster. They are not. The master goes one reviewable step at a time. And that is the exact reason they move faster than everyone flailing at the whole thing at once. Number 6. And this one is a real paradox. Masters never micromanage, even though they trust it less than you would think. The amateur sits there and approves every single action, one at a time, reading every diff, hovering over every edit, terrified to let go. Yes on this, yes on that, yes, yes, yes. They are exhausted, and they have quietly turned a tireless machine right back into a slow one, bottlenecked on them. The master does the opposite, but not by being reckless. They spend 30 seconds upfront setting the guardrails, the permissions, what it is allowed to touch, plan mode for anything that looks risky, and then they let it run. They trust the rails they built instead of their own clicking. It is the difference between a driving instructor slamming the brake at every corner and an engineer who built a safe track and then lets the car actually go. Set the boundaries once, then get out of the way and let the thing be fast. Number 7. Masters never chase the newest model for everything. The amateur always reaches for the biggest, most powerful, most expensive model for every last thing. Renaming one variable with the same engine you would use to design an entire system. It is slower, it costs more, and for most of what they are doing, it is complete overkill. The master matches the model to the actual job. Something mechanical and simple. A rename, a quick edit, a bit of boilerplate, gets a fast, cheap model, and it just flies. The genuinely hard reasoning, the architecture, the nasty bug, the thing that really needs deep thought, gets the top model and its full attention. The amateur thinks the newest model is always the answer. The master knows the real skill is judgment. Knowing which kind of problem is actually in front of you and spending the horsepower only where it truly changes the result. So there they are, the 7 things the masters flatly refuse to do. They never write the mega prompt. They let it ask. They never start cold. They teach it once. They never trust the first answer. They make it prove it. They never dump the whole code base. They curate. They never give an unbounded task. They go one step at a time. They never micromanage. They set the rails and then they let go. And they never just grab the newest model. They match the tool to the job. Now look at the pattern running down the whole list. Every single one of them is a subtraction. Mastering Claude is not about learning more things to type. It is about earning the confidence to type less and to trust more. The amateur adds, the master removes. That, right there, is the entire game. I put all 7 of these onto one single page. You can keep right next to your keyboard. The Claude Master's anti-checklist. It is the 7 nevers, the exact one-line fix for each one, and the little prompt patterns that make them automatic. It is completely free. Just comment the word mastery on this video, and I will send it straight to you, or grab it from the link down in the description. And if you want to go all the way from here, my paid beginner guides for Claude Code, for Codex, and for Claude at Work walk you through all of this hands-on, step by step. If this video is the thing that finally made Claude click for you, then do the master move. Subscribe here on YouTube and think about becoming a member. On Facebook, tap subscriber and come find these builds over on Instagram. Now go and pick just one of the 7, the one that stung a little, and drop it tonight, because that is how mastery actually starts. Not by doing more, but by finally refusing to do the one thing that was holding you back.